What's going on, guys? Clifton Denny with On Your Own Outdoors. Hey guys, so I've got another product that I want to get out to you guys today, and that is the XOP Hydros. I've got a couple of things to go over about them. Obviously the ins and outs, how to put them on a tree, what they come with, all that kind of thing, and then a couple other little just user preferences that I think will help you guys whenever you're out in the woods. But the first thing I want to talk about is probably the most common question that I get about these whenever we were at the show, and then also with dudes asking me about them, asking if I'm going to do a review of them. I just now got my hands on them. So the first thing I want to talk about is what they come with. And so just know, if you buy the 2-pack, both sticks come with the 3-step aider. These aiders are called the Reactor. They sell them on their website as well. If you wanted to run them on a different stick, they do work well on the X2 as well. However, just know, if you buy 2 of them, they come with a reactor. They also come with a nano core here so that you can use it to strap it on the tree. That is the method that you're going to use on the tree with these. So let's go ahead and jump into the specs of these sticks. So they are 14 inches from step to step. They have a 4.5-inch standoff. And so for you guys that don't know really what that means, how big is your hoof? So one of the main reasons that I run the X2 sticks is because they have a large standoff. So a 4.5-inch standoff means that you get 4.5 inches from the tree to the step itself. The big deal about that is whenever you go to climb on a tree, and with any stick, whether it's this stick or another stick, that's something you need to be looking at. And the reason for that is that's going to tell you how much room you get or how much bite you get on your foot whenever you step on the stick. You get one of those ones that's got the 3.5 inch. All you're getting on there is the tip of your toes, the front lobe piece of your foot. You'll see whenever I get on the tree with these, with having the wide step up here, you can get about half of your foot. So you get that good portion of your ball of your foot up on these. And I think that's huge. The next thing that I'm going to talk about is the step itself. Again, I just said it's wide. It comes in at 9.5 inches across. So what we're going to do now, guys, is we're going to go ahead and hang this guy on the tree. And I'm going to tell you, in my opinion, the way that you should be doing these. So number one, whenever you come up to your tree and you have a 3-step aider, again, guys, that's whether it is on this or it is on another stick. When you come up to your tree, what I like to do is put this stick as high as I can possibly get it. So the reason that I do that is down here on the bottom, you can see I want this off of the ground to where I can step on it. So if you want to hold this up and kind of measure that with your foot, you can do so. But what you don't want to do is put it down here like this with your aider touching on the ground. And the only reason that I say that is because now you are wasting this whole step here, because you can go ahead and step into step one. So to maximize your height with these, I get a lot of guys that ask how high can you get with them. Once you put your sticks up and then you step over to get on top of your stand, I would say 16 to 18 foot, depending on how much you are stretching to get up there. Obviously, if you're a taller guy, you're going to be able to get higher. If you're a shorter guy, sorry guy, you're not going to get as high. But anyway, so let's go ahead and talk about the way that the nanocord is wrapped around here. This is how I pack them. I actually take my aiders off and I put them in a bag. When you have them like this with the nano cord, that's how you can pack them together. Super small. There's not a lot there. You can take these dudes, they fit on the seat like this of the newsstands, or you can take J hooks and strap them on. As light as these sticks are, one thing that I know a lot of guys are doing with them is they're just strapping them onto their bag. So whether that is the XOP gear strap, the rubber one, or you buy somebody else's, they're all the same. You can get one of those, take that gear strap, put it on your bag. There's nothing here. It is extremely lightweight. So the cool thing about the nano cord is that they come with a little bungee here on the end. But all you're going to do is unloop that guy. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about how to put this on a tree. You're going to put it on the tree using the XR2 cleat. So basically, just like their newsstands, you're going to take this dude around the tree. You'll come back over here. You'll go 2 loops around, 1, 2, and then you'll come underneath, back over the top, and it kind of locks it in there. One thing with these sticks, before I even get it on the tree, if you're a big guy, you're going to notice some flexing. It is no different than the newsstands. This metal's made to flex, so it'll flex. Whenever you take it loose, it'll come right back undone. But let's go ahead and put this thing on the tree. All right, guys, so once you get this thing up on the tree like this, what you're going to do is you're going to take the nano cord, you're going to go around the tree, keeping it as level as possible. I always go underneath here the first time. I go 1, 2 full loops. There's your cleat there. You're going to go around behind it, under, back over, and lock that dude in just like that. So now your stick's on there. You're always going to grab your stick, snatch it down. Notice, but there was little to no play in that thing at all. The way that this tree is actually kind of having a bow right there, but it's because I wanted to be able to get the full length of the stick. So let me back this thing up and I'll climb on it. All right, guys, so now that you've seen how it goes on the tree, I'm going to show you how basically to climb with it. The first thing you're going to do whenever you get up is you want to put your whole foot like all the way up to the middle of your foot. So the whole front ball of your foot, you want to go ahead and set that inside of this. You'll grab a whole top or bottom, and then you use that foot to kind of keep you pushed off of the tree as you go up. Get up to the top, and then what you would do is once you're up to this point, you'll be in a saddle or in some kind of harness that's got a lineman's rope. You'll lean back, you'll stretch as high as you can, and you will put the next one on. The reason for that is, again, you don't want to waste that bottom step. So if you only go up to this bottom step and then you try to stretch up and put that thing on there with the 3-step aider, you're not going to get that full length of the aider and the stick. You want to go all the way up to the top. You'll have your lineman's rope on. You'll lean back, get you a good footing there. Same thing as down here. I always say that I like to put the button here about eye high. Here I would say it's just a little low because it's about right below my nose. But you want to put that button about eye level, maybe even just an inch or so higher, and that'll give you the full length of your sticks. So then you can go up again. Now that you've seen how to hook it on the tree, you've seen what the sticks look like, and you've seen how to climb with them, I want to talk about something with these sticks. So when you get them, the first thing you're going to do is, just like everybody else, you're going to take and you're going to wrap the crap out of these in some kind of stealth strip tape. But you hear that kind of tanging noise, just a, I guess, little pro tip, I guess you would say. You can take a piece of rubber, whether that be like a little rubber garment, as you know, the rubber gear straps that everybody's using now. I cut them. So you can cut those things where you've just got the little hole. So you'll have it about yay wide with a little hole right there in the middle. Stretch that dude over the tip of each one of these, and it takes that tang out of them. So that's just like a little, I don't want to call it a pro tip, but a little pro tip. If tanking metal bothers you, and it does all of us, literally with these sticks, you can take a piece of stealth strip, run it all the way down here, run one. I like to put one right there on the bolts on the underneath side, and then take you a piece of rubber, stretch it over the ends of each one of these. And if you already have a set of these sticks, do that. If you don't have a set of these sticks yet, when you do get them, do that, and you're going to be amazed by how much vibration it takes out, and that's what's causing that noise. When you hit them, you get that little bit of vibration, and you get that little thing kind of noise, and it'll take that away. But these things are super cool for what they are, and I want to go ahead, while I'm standing here, I've got my fly out, and I wanted to go ahead and show you guys what I was talking about a while ago. So these sticks are designed to sit just like that. So once I tighten that bolt up on the bottom, they sit on top of it. You can take one gear strap, go over the top of it, and it hangs just fine. If you didn't want to do that, you can take them, whether it's this stand or another stand, you can put them underneath the bottom like this. That's how I will carry mine. I'll J-hook them there so I still have the full access to my meat shelf up here to put my bag or deer head on, whatever. And I think that's super beneficial too. I think there's a lot of thought that went into that. That is the Hydro stick. The last thing I want to say about it before we get into the pros and cons is I'm pretty sure they're going to start selling these as a single set. As of right now, it's a dual set. I think they're like $249. With that $249, again, you get the ropes, you get 2 sticks, and you get an aider for each stick. Again, that's one of the most common questions. But you get that aider for both sticks, so I think that is super huge as well. But pros and cons. Let's go ahead and jump into them. We're going to start with the cons so we can end on the pros and with a smile on our face. I would say probably the only con that I have to them is I'm used to a little bit longer stick. Is it a huge deal since you got an aider that's this tall? Probably not. But I personally am used to a little bit longer stick. I'm not as big on aiders. I'm finding out pretty quickly that for the bottom stick on my permanent set, what I'm actually going to do is run the long aider on the bottom because there's no reason not to. Doesn't matter what kind of sticks I run, I can put the long aider on the bottom so I can go ahead and get that large bite right off the top. And then I can use my single stick with a single aider the rest of the way up if that's what I want to do. And one of the reasons I say that is if you ever find yourself on a tree that's got any kind of large cant to it, you will not be able to use that 3-step aider to be able to get that bite. And the only reason I say that is you kind of get that swing feeling. But from the rumor mill, and I don't know this to be 100% true, but from the rumor mill, they're also going to come out with a 1-step and a 2-step aider that is the same style. So there's a little tip for that. But I would say that that's the only negative that I really have. I enjoy the fact that with a lightweight stick, they were able to keep that larger standoff being 4.5 inches. I really enjoy the fact that it is a wide step, 9.5 inches across the step. Like that's big time. I really enjoy that, and the packability being the last thing. The way that these things stack together, the way that they fit on a stand, whether that be this stand or any of the other stands, they are super tight, super small, and you take one gear strap, run around this thing, and they stay together, and I think that is freaking phenomenal. So anyways, guys, that's really all I've got for you today. Again, that is the Hydro Stick by XOP. Insanely lightweight stick, insanely compactable stick, and I think they're pretty much a home run, especially for you guys that's been one sticking, or if you're up north and you're only trying to get that 14, 16 foot high. You get a set of these, they don't weigh anything, and you can get there with 2 bites. And that's a pretty big deal. But anyways, guys, that's all I got for y'all today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Go back to that homepage, hit that bell at the top. You never know where I'm going to be, what kind of products we're going to be reviewing. And again, I've already got one down. It's hunting season. I'm going to Colorado in 2 days. And these we're going to be running elk hunting. I'm actually going to try to harvest an elk from a tree stand. So anyways, guys, till next time, good hunting, and we'll see you from a tree.